I still can't really sleep on this one side from my shoulder. Well, I haven't been able to for months, but I'm just starting to be able to at least lay on it for a little bit. It's my favorite side to sleep on too, so it's inconvenient. I'll figure out how it works better. It's all packed up. Okay, so quick scan reveals nothing left behind here. Not for me. I picked up a few scraps here and there, and as always, try to leave better than when I showed up. And now, for the fancy work of getting out of here. Okay, well, let's do it. Yeah, there's major pylons and construction workers over there working on something. All right, that was an okay sleep until all this stuff started in the morning, and it happened on the last roundabout too. Actually, I got away from the last roundabout, and I drove past like an hour later, and they were picking weeds all around and inside that roundabout. So that was crazy. But I'm gonna start the long drive to all the way through Quebec basically today. Got to get into New Brunswick. So what a little score. This little town here, this Canada place, is just what the doctor ordered in the stealth department. A few other spots around here that are quite good. But yeah, I was hoping to get a little more sleep. However, it's a long drive, and of course it is. Oh, tell me I didn't leave my phone in there. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so 7:30 in the morning. So yeah, I was hoping to at least sleep until 8. But yeah, the construction workers are hard at work. The honest folks of the world, making it a better place. And of course, police drive by, like right as I'm filming. But okay, I'm gonna get in my car and get out of this awesome little stealthy town. Thank you everybody for watching, and please stay tuned. I got a couple more cool ideas, so I'll just keep grasping at straws here. Cheers everybody. See you next time. Hi guys, welcome to Camping with Steve. Challenging myself to camp with as many cleaning supplies as possible today. So I've got an assortment of stuff I'll go over here in a bit. But beautiful spot out here by the creek. It's going to be cold tonight. It will be below freezing. So going to get the shelter set up nice and quick. I'll go over all the stuff I brought. In my bag of tricks, a little waste bin for sitting on. Candle. Another stainless steel waste bin I can use to hopefully cook on. There's a fire pit, but we're going to try to keep it as authentic and cleaning as possible. Steel wool, all-purpose clothesline. That means all-purpose, as in camping. Fly swatters, mops, paper towel, bunch of stuff. But I got to get a tent set up. It's already getting a little chilly. Sun goes down in about 3.5 hours, so I got some time to get this set up and gather some firewood. But I'm going to try to make a tent out of garbage bags. And I could probably make a little ground sheet or a thermarest type thing by putting in leaves into some garbage bags as well. So get some heavy duty ones. They should do the job. all-purpose clothesline. Now, I was filming this same idea a couple of days ago, and I was trying to make a hammock, but that'll take a little more skill than I have. I know some people definitely have made hammocks out of garbage bags, but didn't work for me. Fell down, got a little scratch on me somewhere, but yeah, that was fun. So going with the foolproof method today. Gonna borrow a rock from the river here. This will work for a tent peg. Got an all-purpose mop, so that means tent pole, and just like that, anchored down to the rock on the other side, and I'll just build a little tent around it. I'm going to do 2 rocks out on an angle. I know I could have attached it to that other tree, but I don't want to get clothesline. One of the downsides to using clothesline for this stuff is it stretches, which led to tragic outcomes for that hammock. Unless you're a spectator, then it was hilarious. Not bad, not bad. It's going to be a little cold, so I'm keeping this thing double layer, so it'll be like a 3-season tent. Clip a few of these on for now. Try to tape them together. Clothespins are aesthetically pleasing, but they're not the strongest knife in the drawer. So some packing tape on this situation will make things weather resistant, windproof, IP67 rated. Things are nicely taped up. I'm just going to do a sideways panel on each side. It should just take a couple of bags sideways, and this palace will be ready for action. A few little river rocks on the edge here. Work like tent pegs. I couldn't think of anything cleaning related that could be a tent peg, so here we are. Home, sweet home. And there you have it. For the low, low price of your dignity, you can save a few dollars on a tent that is of adequate structure. So I'm going to fill some garbage bags with leaves for a little sleeping pad, so I'm not right on the ground. And just provided some extra insulation because the R value of a sheet of plastic is like -2. So we'll get this all filled up and gather some firewood and start a nice little fire here, buddy. After a few handfuls, this is all full of sticks and twigs and probably ticks. So I'm just going to crumple up some paper towel and put her in here. That'll be a fine sleeping pad for me. Yeah, that works. Should stay dry. I'll probably grab a couple more rocks and stick them around the edge because the rocks and the tape are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for this setup. A few other fire pits around here, so people do come down here. Nobody tonight because it's fairly cold. But it's probably also picked pretty clean of firewood. But a little bridge over there, wander across, see what we can find. Definitely a well-beaten trail here, and another campsite up here by the looks of it. Going to be grabbing a bunch of pieces of small diameter wood by the looks of it. This could take a bit, but beautiful creek. Don't have to worry about water. Got a modest assembly of firewood for tonight. Shelter's all set up, and today's step 2 is I'll continue drinking my orange flavored sports drink. Because camping isn't just about going into the woods for a sesh. It's about getting in touch with nature, cooking some food, hearing a babbling creek right beside you while you drift off to sleep. And that'll be the plan tonight. Got extra rocks around the sides of that shelter, so it shouldn't be blown away anywhere. And gonna get a fire going. I like to ration the wood as much as possible, start it like a little bit later in the evening, because if I run out of wood, it's gonna be a cold night. One of these cleaning supply things I brought with me to give some nice ambience and to get a nice smell in the air is this Lakeside Forest scented candle. It's a 3-wicker, so you know they mean business. Nature. There's a million ways to start a fire with cleaning supplies. Half the stuff under the sink is going to work. But today, for safety's sake, I'm choosing hand sanitizer. It's the same basic stuff as that gel fire starter, and I'm going to be a little bit generous with it because the days of rationing this stuff are thankfully gone. And what we're going to do, start that up, is steel wool. Has to be the actual steel wool, not the stuff that has soap in it, and a battery. So this should work. Like a dream. Woo! Crackling already. That's what I like. See, I can start 10 more fires with this thing. Easy. 12-pack, 11 more fires. Excellent. I'm doing a course meal tonight. I'm going to use this stainless steel waste bin and this pot, fits right in there, to cook a little soup. I was thinking a cool evening like this, I should have a soup. But a soup is hardly a meal. It's like an appetizer. So, hot dogs. But I'm going to need a hot dog stick. That's why we got a fly swatter. It's a little metal part here, and I should be able to rip off the swatting part. I'll probably even put this right back on after. And yeah, a little stick to cook hot dogs on. Because every time I'm camping, no matter what meal I bring, I'm always craving some hot dogs. I'm going to get the soup kind of started, because that can be cooked and then just sit around festering while I eat hot dogs. But there we go. And I'll see if this waste bin holds together. A seam on it that could prove a little tricky. But we'll keep it a reasonable little fire in this one, because it's all we got to cook the soup with. Just some chicken noodle soup, one of these package mix things, but I'm going to add in some real veggies and some real chicken. No, kind of real chicken. And just saute these veggies in there with a little bit of butter / olive oil and sea salt. the ring came off my pudding can. Ah. What could go wrong? All right, all right. So that's something to watch out for. On the list of surprises, that's not one I was expecting. If you put the pot right in, it creates an explosive flame situation when you pull it out. So, oh my. Okay, lesson learned on that little thing. I'm just going to kind of do it like this. And when that gets down to some coals, then I'll put the soup on to kind of cook it and keep warm. But with active open flame, that is a bad, dangerous situation. But it's holding together so far. It's not falling apart. Cooked up really good, just keeping it warm there. And time for a couple of hot dogs. And for the record, this is a brand new fly swatter. It's not a used one. I guess, you know, if you put it in the fire, you'd cook off anything that was on it anyways. So it's a good handy little tool. When they used to make those antennas on cars, you could unscrew them, the metal ones. Those used to be a good one too. Freshest buns I could find today aren't my favorites, but that's okay. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Nova Scotia. I mentioned in one video that we decided that we're keeping my mom's house in the family. So I went out there to get it ready for winter. And my mom was an amazing woman, but she was not in a home improvement. So in order to get the place all insulated, get the furnace up to speed, make sure that there's not going to be any problems when it gets down to minus 20 this winter. Took a little bit of time to get that sorted out. And I became kind of the contractor guy, just driving around, picking stuff up, placing orders, picking stuff out, which I'm not good at anyways. So now I got some time to breathe and relax. Now we're camping. All right. This smells amazing. And it is. Wow. Those little soup boxes, those soup packages, it doesn't take a lot of fixing up to really make them pretty decent. Looks like it's going to be soup for breakfast, but look at this hearty, delicious soup. The wind's really picked up too. So I'm going to let the fire burn down. Keep a close eye on it too, because there's some dry leaves, etc. But oh well. So you're going to see this smoke has been doing this all evening while I've been sitting here. We'll just give it a sec, it'll move. But overall, this thing worked amazing aside from not having air holes. If it had the air holes on it, it'd be really good. The seams held up good, bottom's good, and surprise, surprise, a cheap stainless steel thing actually worked pretty good. And the tent is holding up. This little stool I've been sitting on, not so good. So these little trash bins, they're best used probably for just trash. And Yeah, it's all worked pretty good here. I think the star of the show is these little hot dog roasters. These guys really did the job very wonderfully. And okay, I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. I'm not really tired yet, but the smoke is just getting to me. Little sleeping bag, just a basic guy here on top of this little ground mat is doing surprisingly good. By the morning, probably not, but that'll work nice. Got that set up, and now back to Firewatch. Yeah, I got a bunch of little lights hung up in the trees, so if I need to use the restroom in the night, I can kind of get my orientation and see where I'm going. And I'm at that age where I will likely need to. Yeah, clearly using cleaning supplies for camping is really silly. Not very practical, but it can be done. And I hate seeing really expensive camping gear because when you're camping, it should be the cheapest, most free thing you can do with just a bedroll by a fire and a can of beans. And when I see $300 jackets and, $100 backpacking tarps, like for the lightweight stuff, I know it's expensive to get the good gear, but for car camper, weekend warriors, you use just about anything. That's the way I like to do it. I'm gonna wait for this to burn down. The smoke has really been chasing me around quite a lot, and there's some dry leaves around here. So with no further ado, I'm gonna kick back, watch this fire for a bit, crawl right in and hunker down for a good, hopefully not smoky sleep. All right, the fire has burned down a little bit, and I think just about time to crawl into my little cleaning supply shelter for the night. And there's a little bit of snow coming down. Thought it was ash at first, but there's some snow particles coming down. It's all right. My 3-season tent can do the job quite nicely. So, yeah, it feels warmer in here already. And we will see you guys in the morning, and unless something cool happens at night, and in which case I will have the camera ready to roll. Once you're in the sleeping bag, it warms up quite nicely. Good morning, my frosty friends. Did get a little skip of a little bit of snow last night. It was slightly below zero. This thing turned into a bit of a wind tunnel, and I could have used more rain for sure. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I've slept in much worse than this. Could have used a little more paper towel in my sleeping pad here, but I'm gonna take this down. Woo, gonna move quick today. So I'm gonna return these rocks to the stream because the fire ring has enough rocks, and want to be kind to nature. This thing should come down no problem and pack up in a second. thicker than your ordinary tent. There's the gloves. I could have used those. Leaving a bunch of leftover wood for the next fellows to come along. And there's people that hike this trail. I saw one last night. So that was cool. It's always embarrassing when I'm wrapped up in garbage bags with mops and stuff. But it's good to know there's people around, because there is no cell service. And if I am in trouble out here, I don't have my GPS emergency beacon with me. It would be really nice to know that people occasionally come by. But I'll wrap up the rest of this and call it a trip. Unbelievable that this thing stood up to that fire for quite a while. Perfect shape. Just needs a little polishing. Could just probably return it to the store. I won't do that though. Okay, one last little check here. Now I've got everything. I'm out of here not super early, but before all the hikers start coming along the trail and shaking their heads and wondering if I'm running from the law or something. But it was pretty successful camp. I'd say more tape on the garbage bags. The tape and those rocks for weight are doing the heavy lifting there. So that's the weak point of the link too. We're not dealing with one solid piece of garbage bag. That would be too easy. I'm feeling a little free now that I'm not dealing with that house on a full-time basis in Nova Scotia right now. I'm feeling pretty good, and you're not going to believe it. In 2 days, I got my next video I'm going to be filming. But health-wise, my shoulder, see, look at this. Much better now. Still not the funnest to sleep on this side. But that's okay. It is getting better. I was worried about that, frozen shoulder thing. Like if you do get a rotator cuff thing, you get this frozen shoulder, which requires surgery, and it's like it sounds. So things are progressing. Get my stretches in, and yeah, I'm excited about the next few months here. I got some pretty cool, neat ideas. We are back on track. Let's let the hunkering down commence. Cheers, everybody.
Failed wheel bearing? How are you going to solve it? Move hub assembly. It's got a grime defense seal on the exterior to protect the bearings and a molded grommet to protect the otherwise delicate ABS wiring to get the job done. Wheel bearing problems? Install the problem solver.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. On this week's episode of Where's Wallace, I'm in British Columbia on Vancouver Island in the city of Nanaimo. My beautiful wife found the most tantalizing sign to camp behind I've ever seen in my life. So I've just been circling the block here. There's a guy right where I want to park at the end of a road who's been working in his garage. So I'm waiting for him to go in for dinner or something like that. But I'm going to actually just offload my backpack kind of in the bushes on this off-ramp. So that's the next stop is the off-ramp. We'll unload this backpack. Oh yeah, that's the sign. So I'm going to have to casually get the backpack under one of these trees here. I'll be parking on the other side of this little off-ramp. And this whole neighborhood has a lot of signs up that say they call the police for suspicious activity. Me parking a car there on a dead-end road in front of somebody's house, walking off with a huge backpack and out-of-province plates, that's suspicious activity. So we don't want to give them any ammo. And I'll just get this backpack tucked into the woods. Neat. Hide this in here. Okay, I think that should do the job. Oh, that's one thing I need. This little tripod chair is going to be useful. So I'll bring that, and I'll bring my other camera, and we'll just walk this up and get around the corner real quick. Okay.
smoothly, provided the backpack is still there. We just got to sneak across behind the sign. And it's a lot of people driving this road. Just where I left it. Okay, there's a traffic light up the highway there, and I think this could be my chance to make a break for it. Awesome. After this car, we'll just walk across casual. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Awesome. Now this is a spot. Just walking around back here. Nobody should be able to see me. Somebody forgot a saw here. But yeah, we got our flags here. Oh, no way. Looks like we might have power here. That's interesting because in the car I have a rice maker, and that might actually work for tonight's dinner. I picked up this tripod. My other one's a little flimsy. This is a better quality. Oh, sweet. Yeah. As soon as those folks go make dinner and get out of their garage area, then I'll scoop the rice cooker and I'll see if we have power here. Otherwise, I'll just cook on the camp stove. This is good. Quite a good spot. I'm not going to set up the tent quite yet because there's still people having barbecues like right across the road. I can smell their barbecue. And it feels a little exposed because I can see the road like quite plainly that way. But most people aren't going to look in their rear mirrors. They're all driving that way. So that's good. I will, however, crack a step two. This is brewed on the island here. Capitan Czech Pilsner by, who did this? Lighthouse Brewing right in Victoria. I just looked around for a local one. I have no idea what this beer is all about. I think it's going to do the job. That's actually really good. Really good. It's been nice of people to keep that graffiti a little bit PG. Nobody drew that thing that they always do. So I'm just going to wander over into the woods over here because before I set up, I want to be sure that I'm not sharing the woods with a bunch of other stealth campers. So just going to take a peek over here by where I saw a shopping cart earlier. Not bad at all. This would actually be a way better spot, but it's not nearly as cool as behind that sign. So I'm not seeing a lot of garbage or evidence of campfires. It's just your normal stuff. Some lids from the spray paint containers. Right. Got this little bivvy tent. Right. I've used this once before. It worked okay. And we'll see if I can remember how to set this up. This one does need 10 pegs to stay up, but that's okay. 10 pegs are one of those things. whatever that means. Camouflage really doesn't help in this situation here. Having one with graffiti on it would ironically be a little less obvious, but just the perfect angle here to be tucked away, so I'm not overly concerned. We got maybe an hour of visible light, civil twilight left, and then we'll be relying on some lights. There are lights around the outside of this that are going to come on at night, so I'm prepared for that. There's nothing on the inside that's going to illuminate me from this side, I hope. I'm filming this on a Saturday evening because the grass is getting pretty unwieldy here, and I'm sure the city is going to want to come in and do their spring maintenance on this thing. I don't think they'll do that on a Sunday morning, but I do know these guys start really early, and I'm not much of an early person. So I will try to be out of here nice and early. The only people I think I might run into would be graffiti artists or something that would come through in the night. So we'll see what happens, but I'm optimistic that this should be smooth sailing. Doesn't look like anybody coming. We'll go see if we can find out if there's power here or not. We're well into twilight here, so I'll sneak over and grab that rice cooker and we'll find out if we've got power in that flagpole over there. Right on, rice cooker. I just don't know how I would explain walking into the woods with a rice cooker. No luck. If I could get into this electrical box, I'm sure I could flip on those outlets, but that's getting into full-blown crime territory, and I'm just more comfortable with minor bylaw infractions. So I'm going to trade that rice cooker for a butane stove.
Is that Philly cheesesteak? Yeah, boy! Hot pockets.
Men tell us when they use Just for Men to eliminate gray, there's a great before and after. Then there's the after. That boost you get when you look and feel your best. And that's why more men choose Just for Men.
It's mesmerizing. Cleaning that greasy mess with Dawn Platinum.
And not even scrubbing.
Well, fluff my feathers. It cuts through the slimy stuff better than their old dish soap, removing 99% of grease. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
We can begin. I invited you all here because you shouldn't deal with pain gently. The past must be reckoned with. How are they all connected?
She's manipulating us.
Want to take the next step with Entivio? Then it's time to talk to your healthcare provider. With Entivio, you may be able to pay as little as $5 per dose. Plus, our team can help connect you with additional support programs. Entivio.
Hidden from view. Yeah. Let's do food time. So, I'm gonna get this thing. Little butane stove. Let's see. Okay. Oh, ow! Okay, don't mind about that. We'll figure this out. That looks a little more reasonable. Okay, good. Oh, beautiful. I actually had to go running back to grab this part of the pot because this is actually way better than what I brought for the original pot. What could go wrong? Okay, so I got a bottle of water here, some concentrated broth, these toothpaste tubes of garlic and basil. Dump in some fettuccine. Package of pre-cooked chicken. Broccoli. Oh, these are really big broccolis. Not too bad. Lemon juice. Cream cheese. Now, I've seen this in a few pasta videos or pasta or however you pronounce that, but the cream cheese essentially takes the place of a roux to make a creamy sauce. Okay. Now we're talking. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh yes. I love it when it's like 5 pounds of food. Actually, I scaled this back down from what it was supposed to be, which would have been twice as much. But I wish I had my salt and pepper shaker with me, but I do not. However, still quite extremely delicious. Now I have to thank all of the Beard Nation subscribers and actually anybody that sent a kind word or even followed along. Maybe you haven't commented yet. That's all. You know, we're good that way. You know, I'd really held off on the using cream cheese instead of proper roux, but for camping purposes, that works out actually really convenient and quite tasty. Put these bright lights on at night. Just trying to sneak out to see what it looks like. So, yeah, I'm gonna just head that right up behind there, and nobody suspects a thing. Time for bed. It's not large, but it is stealthy. So we're gonna hunker down here and see you guys in the morning. Rain. All right, it's time to get up and start the day. I was hoping to sleep in a little bit, but I don't want to overstay my welcome. Actually, I never had a welcome to begin with. So let's do this. This rain is an unexpected pleasure. I'm just debating on how I want to take this tent down because I hate throwing it in the bag wet. I think if I put the fly separately, then repackage it later, it's good intentions, but I don't know if I will get around to repackaging it later. But this is just the second time I've used the tent, and I hate to put it in wet, you know what I mean? So I'm a little groggy. because there's not a lot of high quality REM sleep as a byproduct of camping behind a concrete pillar on the side of the highway. But that's okay. A little coffee will fix that right up. My phone is in the sleeping bag somewhere. I just felt it. I think I realized it now. All right. Who knows what else is in there? But it can't be that important. It seems that Garbage, the cat, has been misbehaving substantially lately. My sister is watching that little thing, and apparently he ate a piece of fish right off her plate the other day. Little guy's incorrigible. Can't be that complicated. I'll just have to set this up. Next time out camping, we're out really good. I guess it's not that wet. Trying to get everything out of here in one load is a bit of a pipe dream. We'll try.